So, who is Trap Daddy MMA? Tell everybody who that is.
An entrepreneur, a professional fighter, an amazing entertainer, a rapper. The list goes on.
You're watching Calfkicksports podcast.
Yeah, how you been? How's training going? I mean, have you got a fight lined up at all? Yeah, tell me everything.
So I don't have a fight lined up. I'm trying to get a fight happening right now. Training is going amazing, man. I just got into a new gym that's an exclusive gym over here in Las Vegas, and it's literally the most beautiful, luxurious gym I've ever been in my life. And it's 24 hours, so I can train there whenever I want. I can bring coaches and trainers with me, so it's a beautiful time to be. Yeah, for sure.
Well, awesome, man. And you're in Las Vegas recently as well. I just saw on your IG story.
Yeah, I live in Las Vegas.
Yes. Oh, I assumed that you were just kind of touring around. But tell me about this new gym. What's the name of it? Are you privy to kind of say what the gym is?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's called the Kilo Club, and it's an exclusive private gym here in Las Vegas where there's only 1,000 members allowed in the gym, which is pretty cool. And it's mostly like celebrities and some older rich people and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Jay Cutler trains there. A lot of UFC fighters and stuff train there. So yeah, it's a beautiful place. I was just gonna say it's literally the best gym I've ever been to in Las Vegas, and I've been to almost all of them.
Yeah, and don't you hate it when you've just got gyms here that just there's unlimited amount of people just coming into the gym, and then next thing you know, it's just packed 24/7. You just you just stop making sense.
And the good thing about this gym is it kind of weeds all that out because it's super expensive, but it's also worth it because the exclusivity and the area, the location, the luxury, the luxury that it comes with it. You get free Starbucks every day, so that's pretty cool.
Damn, sounds pricey, man. Who's the most famous celebrity you saw at the gym?
Probably Jay Cutler so far. Yeah, I've only been there like 4 times since I signed up. But probably Jay Cutler. I saw him the first day I went in there.
Well, look, I kind of wanted to ask some, just I wanted to kind of ease you in here before asking about this lolcow thing, man. Because this thing, is just, if you guys don't know, I mean, I don't even know, so hence why I'm asking you.
Who is Trap Daddy MMA? Tell everybody who that is. Tell me who Trap Daddy MMA is.
Somebody who's trying to, I guess, box and lose weight. I don't know the guy.
And you're talking to him?
I'm not talking to him.
Have you talked to him?
He'll message me, but I'm not like.
Have you talked to him at all?
I've answered it. Messaged back.
Oh, where?
Instagram.
Where you are talking to him on Snap?
Yes.
He's added your Snap? Do you have 2 Snaps?
I don't have 2 Snaps.
He's claiming he's got a different Snap.
Well, that's a lie.
He doesn't have your actual Snap.
That's a fucking lie then.
Wait, who are you talking to?
I thought I was talking to him. I guess I'm not. I don't know.
What do you talk to him about? Because he claims he's texting you.
Losing weight in this podcast.
And he's that guy who keeps trying to fight me, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to get Keemstar to notice him.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Trap Daddy. You got Keemstar to notice him.
How did all this beef start? With you stealing Boogie's girlfriend, and then kind of breaking up the podcast. Tell me the whole story from the beginning.
So I basically interjected myself into the situation. Like you were asking me if I had a fight lined up. So as a fighter, you're always looking for the biggest fight on the biggest stage, the fastest route for the most amount of money, the easiest fight.
Yes.
When I saw Boogie and Wings fight, the wheel started turning in my head. These guys are my size.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between me and them, obviously. So, like when I saw these guys fight, I was like, ooh, like, man, if I could get a fight on that stage, that would be incredible. That would be like a dream come true. If these guys can fucking do it, I can do it. But the problem is, nobody in that community knew who I was.
Yeah.
And Boogie didn't know who I was. Wings didn't know who I was. So I had to think about how I'm going to interject myself in this situation and get them to notice me, especially Keemstar.
Yeah.
So what I did was I did a lot of research and I watched the documentaries of Boogie and I saw his girlfriend and stuff like that. And I followed her on Instagram and I started slowly liking her pictures. And I slowly but surely I started commenting, messaging turned into text turned into Snapchat turned into flirting turned into her eventually planning to take a secret vacation to Las Vegas to come see me.
Really?
Yeah, man, it was getting deep. So I pretty much used her as the unfortunately collateral damage and the weak link to get to Boogie and to get Boogie mad at me. That way Keemstar notices me. So it all worked, man. It eventually got me on the Local podcast. And now Boogie is I think that relationship is kind of on the rocks right now, unfortunately. But all I really wanted was a fight. And I'm hoping to still get either Boogie or Wings to fight me. And it seems like not only did I destroy the relationship, but the whole fucking podcast is going downhill.
Yeah, he left, didn't he? He left recently as well.
Yeah. And everybody's like leaving the podcast and all kinds of crazy shit. And I was literally watching the podcast live yesterday, and in the middle of it, there were just like dead air, and they were like, "Fuck!" There's like 5,000 people watching right now. Let's call Trap Daddy and see if we can get him on the podcast. This is after Keemstar blocked me, and they all blocked me. So I was basically watching and laughing, like I'm not coming on the fucking podcast. I know Keemstar's a multi-millionaire. He's one of the biggest influencers in the world. And people would kill to get on that show, but I'm not most people, and I got a lot of things that I'm working on right now, and some of them are a lot bigger than Keemstar.
Are you doing that for leverage? Be honest. You're just gonna be like, what? Yeah, just wait. You're gonna have to pay me something, man.
Overexposure is a thing, and it seemed like a lot of the fans did not like me on the first Local podcast that I was on because I guess I didn't really explain the story good enough. And when I come out of nowhere, these fans think that they don't know that I'm an actor. They don't know that I was on the Dr. Phil show, that I've been on Netflix and all this other shit, that I've done movies, music videos, commercials, you fucking name it. They don't know any of that. They just think I'm just some random clout chaser looking for fame. They don't know that I already have fame. They don't already know that I'm already established and shit. So when I came on there, it kind of looked like I was just somebody clout chasing. And to a point I was, but not to the point that they think I was.
To be fair, man, I mean, like, you got to do what you got to do, man. Do you know what I mean?
Clout chasing is the world we live in. I mean, what are you doing if you're not clout chasing? You can't be famous.
I mean, there's always some form of clout chasing everyone's doing, isn't it? You're always seeking some kind of approval or respect or something, isn't it, man? So
yeah, absolutely.
Like, it is what it is, and you have exactly as you've mentioned. You've been famous for quite a while now. Like, obviously, Dr. Phil, show, as well as the divorce court as well. Did you always think you were going to be famous?
I always knew. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was always, every time we had like family gatherings and shit, I'd be the first one to pop into the camera, and I'm always loving to be in front of the camera, and I'm an attention seeker. I'm an attention whore. So yeah, for sure, I knew something was gonna happen. And dude, I've been fired from every job I've ever had, and it's always like I can't stand authority and shit like that. Like even acting, I get bitched at in acting. Like they're always like, Trap, why the fuck haven't you, like, I'm known for fucking up my lines, like not going over my lines before I do like movies that are like really important and shit.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, man. I guess I'm just like a character and I'm trying to learn how to monetize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like you should just be like a regular in Adam Sandler film franchise, man. You know, that's the kind of character that you kind of give off. Has anyone ever said that to you?
Yeah, man, I've heard it a lot. I've heard that I should be moving over to Hollywood or something like that. But who knows what's in the future? I am working with things have been moving fast lately, and I've been working with a lot of big influencers and important people. So I don't know. I feel like things are just gonna go crazy. The more crazy it goes. Yeah.
You know, speaking of which, we could edit this out. You know, if you don't want to talk about it, but you mentioned you are kind of in discussion, or you're about to be doing a collaboration with not Logan Paul. And
Yeah.
if for you guys that don't know, that's the guy that got choked out by Nate Diaz, because Nate Diaz thought that was Logan Paul.
And don't forget, not Jake Paul too. Not Jake Paul is also going to be in Vegas this weekend.
That's awesome. How did that happen? How did that collaboration happen?
So I've been me and not Logan Paul have been following each other for a while now. And even before he fought for Misfits and all that stuff. So I was watching him and I just thought he was hilarious, you know, the character. And it's fucking insane how much he looks exactly like Logan Paul.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Right?
Unbelievable, man. Logan Paul, but without the money to be jacked and all that stuff.
Basically, right? You know, he has the juice and
it's
the
really
training.
crazy, man. So we were fans of
man.
each other, and then I ended up firing my past manager, and his manager saw that, and his manager contacted me, and we might get together and talk about management and stuff like that. So yeah,
that's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Have you ever kind of met Logan Paul or Jake in person? Have you ever get to chat to them?
I have met Logan Paul. Yes. Yes.
What's he like in person?
Fast. Just like he just, you know, he's like that kid in high school that sits at the lunch table and everybody's trying to talk to him. And like,
I can imagine.
You want to get that fucking word in before anybody else talks to him, but you don't want to look at like a jackass at the same time. And he's like the cool kid at the party, and everybody just knows it. That's fucking Logan Paul, man. Like, he actually hired, quote unquote, one of my friends, one of my old friends, to come over and get knocked out by a slap, which is on one of his YouTube videos called "The Slap That Changed My Life Forever." If you want to see something crazy, go see that video. He knocked out this 400-pound guy called Slap for Cash.
Wait. Is it Logan Paul that slapped him?
Yes.
Oh, I think I've seen that. I think I did see that. Logan Paul is a beast, man. You know, I can't deny it.
He's
a strong fucking
jacked.
guy.
He's huge and he's jacked. Like, if I were to fight him, it'd be a real fight. Like, he's a real fighter.
Yeah, and he's only like what, maybe 205 pounds, but he's just shredded, man. Like, really shredded.
Yeah, he's big.
Wow, that's who would you say is the most famous celebrity you ever met?
Oh man,
You met some big ones as well.
Other than Dr. Phil, well, I don't know, maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin. I did a TV show with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Called Stone Cold Takes Over America, and we like traveled around Las Vegas, and then at the end of the show we competed on tractors. So I don't really freak out over celebrities often, but pro wrestlers are different to me because those guys aren't just actors. They really like live their characters, and it was super dope to see Stone Cold work with Stone Cold and like sit beside him, talk to him, and yeah, that was weird, man.
I completely agree. I mean, I've interviewed, you know, big names in the MMA sport, but I think if I had to interview a pro wrestler, that would be another level. Even though I'm not such a big pro wrestling fan now, I followed it since I was a child. So Stone Cold,
crazy.
Oh my God.
They're acting 350 days of the fucking year. So not only are they acting and becoming that character, but they're putting their bodies through what it takes to become that character. So it's like they're not even a character anymore. Like, it really is Stone Cold. Like, when I saw him, he was Stone Cold. Like, even at it, when the cameras were off and everything, he was still Stone Cold.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you probably are in character way more than you are off camera. You know, it's just it must be taxing, man. I don't think those guys get paid enough, even though they get paid millions. It still wouldn't be enough money for me, man, to do that.
Yeah, from what I hear, they don't cover enough, like with the hotels and the travel and stuff like that. Like, I hear that they put guys in like the same room and shit like that. Like, oh man, that's horrible.
Did you hear about the story with Mick Foley? I think I heard this. I heard this like a few months ago. But Mick Foley was so strapped for cash back in the early days of the WWE. I think he traded in his plane ticket just for cash. And Stone Cold was just saying he didn't even wash his clothes. He drove 600 miles to go all the way home.
It's kind of logical sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. That's you got to save money if you don't know if it's going to keep coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I totally get it. I've been at a time where I've had a lot of money, and I was like, man, this is just going to last forever. And I just blew through it. And then at the end, I was like, why didn't I just, if I would have just took like instead of a Uber luxury, just took a regular Uber every time, I could have saved like $5, but that shit would have added up.
Yeah,
we've all been there.
Have you always been in your spending, like even since you were a child?
I've been a broke baller pretty much my whole life until recently, and now I'm learning more of like the business side of things, and now I'm developing my Trap Daddy brand, and I'm starting my own business. So when I was broke, I spent way too much money. I was always scrounging, and even though I wasn't making a lot of money, I was still living luxurious. So that was one of the things on the Dr. Phil show is they were confused at like how I was broke, but I was like posting pictures of me in like limos and shit like that because I always lived that way, even when I wasn't. I wasn't financially stable.
How did your wife kind of react? I mean, I know you guys feuded over this before. Have you stopped that since, doing the whole music videos with video girls? Is that still going on?
Oh no, yeah, I keep doing we do all the music videos and stuff like that. So yeah, Vegas is a party, man. It never stops. And
do you still argue?
Yeah, no. She's cool, man. And sex sells, and she understands that. So now she's like helping me recruit these girls and stuff. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Changing gears a little bit, I've seen that you've trained or you were training with Dewey Cooper a few years ago.
Yes.
Is that that's crazy, man? Dewey Cooper is a legend of the sport. What's he like as a trainer?
He is one of the most motivating men I've ever met. Like literally, he makes you feel like you are the fucking shit. Like there was a time where I was just like, we were training and I just went and puked and I was like all down on myself. I was like, man, my training could be better. I should be sharper. And I was like sitting down on the mats and he just like sat down beside me. He was like, Trap, you got to remember, like you did this and you did that. He started naming the shit that I did to get where I'm at today. And he's like, you got to remember, you're that N-word. And I was like, yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. And he was like, when you walk out, you fucking just remember, you're that N-word. And these motherfuckers better know it too. And you're going to show it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, let's hit these pads. Like, he is the most motivating man ever.
Yeah, and he's got such a cool voice as well. I mean, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna try and imitate him, but like Jesus, you got that gruff voice, yeah, and he
sounds like a Mortal Kombat character,
bro. What is that, man? How do you get that voice, man? I'd love to know. Like, have you ever?
Maybe screaming a lot, maybe screaming Muay Thai a lot. I don't know. I trained with the coach. I trained with the two coaches who kind of created him and his style, and One Kick Nick and Tony Vellante. And I can understand why Dewey is so good. Tony Vellante, I think he might be in his late 60s or early 70s right now. I hope he doesn't get pissed at me for that. But the dude still to this day is the fastest man I've ever met in my life. It is fucking insane. And he does like a keto bullshit. Like he's so fucking fast with it. He'll like you try to punch him and he'll slap you like 8 times before you get to him and shit. And One Kick Nick is a fucking scientist, man. And he still runs the gym out here, One Kick Academy out here, and he still trains fighters and shit out here in Las Vegas. And that dude is a
Damn.
fucking genius.
Damn, that's awesome, man. And I mean, so you were obviously training with Dewey Cooper for a while. Was it before or after kind of Ngannou was involved? Or yeah, what
Pretty much
time period?
during. Yeah, pretty
During.
much during. Yeah. It was it was a while ago, but the last time I trained with him was around the time where one of his fighters quit in the corner of the UFC, and that kind of went viral.
Damn.
Uh,
I remember
it
that.
was his UFC debut, and he quit in the corner. And I remember this because I went to the gym to train with Dewey the day after that, and he was like, "Hold on, Trap, I gotta handle some business." And then he went in the
That's a good
back,
one.
and they were just they were grilling this guy, and it wasn't good.
For quitting, you mean on the stool?
Yes. Dewey Cooper does not fuck around. He does not deal with quitters. I've seen him in the gym. We've had simulated sparring matches, or simulated fight, which is like hard sparring. You come out, they play music, you enter the cage, you have a fake ref and all this bullshit, and we actually fight. And I've seen him dog the shit out of people for quitting in between rounds of a sparring match. So when you're in the UFC and you quit on the stool with Dewey Cooper in your corner, oh, man, I waited for an hour sitting there listening to this guy getting grilled. And yeah, I think he became a better fighter after that. And you know, I think Dewey does it with love, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're not there to be fucking nice, man. If you're a coach, you know, you're there to make them better. And sometimes, and like, let's be honest, it's a fist fight. You're preparing them for a fist fight. You know, they can't be getting upset over some words at the end of the day. Like,
yeah,
you
you're
know,
gonna make people dangerous, man. You got to make them dangerous.
Definitely. And he's a world championship winning coach as well. You know, he's done amazingly well. Have you ever seen Francis Ngannou hit pads?
No, I've never met Francis before. No, unfortunately. But I heard he smashed his pads really hard. And one thing that really made me proud is Dewey said that I hit pads almost as hard, which is pretty fucking crazy, man. And I always knew I had power, but I just, it's hard to say that without, like, I haven't proven it enough yet. And I know I have power. I know I have knockout power. But until I put enough people to sleep, people ain't gonna see that. You know what I mean? So I can just talk shit all fucking day. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you want to do
putting people into fucking orbit. So
would you ever do like YouTube? I mean, would you be open to doing YouTube boxing, or is it just MMA?
I had an influencer boxing match signed up, and I was ready to go twice, but both times those fell through. So yeah, I'm hoping that, I mean, that's the route I'd rather go, because honestly, boxing is, I'll just be honest, it's way easier than MMA. You don't have to train as much. You don't have to think as much. For me, it comes more natural with my hands. I'm way more on hands than jiu-jitsu. You know, kickboxing, you gotta worry about getting kicked in the head and choked out, taken down, all this other shit. And boxing is just like, you know, you just box. So even though it's a sweet science, to me, it's a lot easier than MMA. So yeah, I'd rather do boxing, and it's more money. So
it's more money, but it is technically a bit more dangerous, don't you think? You know, you're
100%, depending on your style as well. You could say that, but then you look at people like Floyd Mayweather, who, man, like, what is it, 50 fights and not even a hint of CTE?
I mean, we'll see, man, because he's 46 now, 45, something like that.
He's up there.
We'll see.
He's still moving around with these other guys.
Bro, yeah, he's looking good, man. Like, I'll be honest.
Insane.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's taken, you know, the damage has kind of lasted or anything like that. But you never know, man. We're gonna see in about 5
Yeah,
years.
boxing is definitely dangerous. That's why I don't believe in having like 50 fights. Like, that's ridiculous, dude. Like, honestly, I couldn't see myself having more than literally like 10 fights. Honestly.
Yeah.
And if I'm not rich by 10 fights, then I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I want, like, I can't see, I don't know. I just feel like fighting is more about, it's starting to be more about character and personality and storylines than it is about skill. I'm not saying I'm not skilled, but I know I present way more of a storyline and a character than like, you know, the best skills in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, McGregor proved it, man, like years ago. I mean, obviously he's had the skills to back it up, but was he the best fighter? Nah, he wasn't the best fighter. But you know, he kind of changed the game with his trash talking. Is
Huge
that
inspiration to me, man. I
really?
love Conor McGregor. I loved Conor McGregor. His new persona isn't the best. It seems a little try hard, but you know, we change when we get money, man. But I feel like I'm starting to slowly come into money right now, and I've been broke my entire life, and now that I'm slowly starting to come into money, I'm changing. But I hope it's for the better.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man.
I'm trying to earn it now, I should say. Like I'm working way hard on my diet, working way harder going to the gym, and you know, investing in myself because I'm 33 years old. I'm not going to get any younger. And even though I'm 33, I feel like I'm 23, and I got a lot to do in this game physically. So I want to be prepared physically.
Hey, you're younger than me. You're all right, man. don't start making me think I'm old. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
A millionaire, a multi-millionaire. I was at the club the other day, and there was two girls, one on each side of me, fucking feeling on my arms, you know, rubbing on my chest, and I'm sitting there smoking, and just, you know, we're in Vegas and it's cool and shit. And my dude's over there drinking, and my coach is having fun. I'm just looking around, like I'm just thinking, like, man, I don't want to be here. I am so much fucking bigger than this. I don't want to be partying with fucking strippers and divorced dads on the other side of the bar and shit. And nobody even knows who the fuck I am right here. I should be on a yacht with billionaires celebrating the fact that we just took over a fucking country. Like that's where I want to be. Fuck this little ass shit. Like this is disgusting to me. I don't even deserve to be here right now until I'm filthy rich, and then I'll party. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like in 5 years I'm gonna be really, really high.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And we're gonna be here every step of the journey, man. Looking forward to it.
Oh man, I appreciate that, brother.
Definitely, man. But look, last word goes to you, Trap Man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I thought fucking awesome, man. Awesome guest. Extremely hilarious. But yeah, if you need to shout anything out, and tell the folks where they can find you as well.
I appreciate you having me on this platform, man. It's long overdue. We've been needing to do this
definitely.
for a while now. And yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Trap Daddy MMA. I'm starting a new clothing line. I'm looking to give out shirts. I got like 30 shirts I'm looking to just give out to influencers and shit. So if you're an influencer, you got some followers. Trap Daddy, these are what the shirt's gonna look like. So, but they're gonna have like sleeves and shit, different colors. Yeah, man, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that bullshit. I just got verified. So check me out. I appreciate you having me, man. And thank you.